So you go down, you can see, you know, a shift in weight to start the downswing, the lower body first. Notice where his head stays very similar to where it was, where we were talking about staying behind the ball. Head's actually down and away from that circle and where it started. Again, shaft lean is, you can see there's some deflection of the shaft, but the shaft's leaning toward the target there. The outside of this trail leg is now farther than it was before. So the really good weight shift, good for power, good for controlling your low point. The shaft leaning toward the target, like you mentioned, the impact position, hands leading. And then rightward tilt, really good tilt to the right. Very important for controlling that low point. You can see that, you know, you can't just drop your right shoulder to try to tilt a lot unless you can really straighten the legs out. You can see the legs are straight here, and then what that does, it really helps to bend backwards a little bit more and gives you the room to stretch out the arms and to tilt to the right a little bit. As you go forward, start the downswing. So your lower body moves, you know, toward the target, which is good, but then it kind of just stops. So it starts moving. Yeah, so you start moving, which is good. I mean, you make a good move laterally. Yeah, so laterally you're going toward the target here, which is good because you were away 1.2 inches. Now you're 1.1, so you moved a couple inches. 4 with the hips, a couple with the upper body, which is fine. Your head's kind of down and away, which isn't too bad. But you don't have much rightward tilt at all. Tour average is up near 30, 38, 39, 37. Yeah. So with your hips stopping and you not opening, so this is another big one. And see where his belt buckle is here? So he's not completely toward the target, but he's certainly at least rotated towards more. So if you start moving and you're rotating but then stop, your arms are just going to come down and you're going to hit like that.
I feel like my hips are stopping.
Yep. So you're not. I mean, tour average is about 30 degrees or so, 30 and change, open at impact. So we want to get you at least into the double digits for the shoulders, and up towards 20, 27, even 30 with the hips. So we got to use the upper body. You have a lot of good rotation in the backswing, but in the downswing you don't use any of it. But it's something that would be, you got to be careful in terms of working. Yeah, I wouldn't want you to start working on rotation in the downswing because then everything's going to come out in front of you or over the top. We got to get the hips to move better, legs to straighten out, start to feel what it's like to tilt more in the shoulders here. So as you drive with the hips and keep the head back, you'll start to feel the shoulder tilt to the right, the legs straightening out, then you'll be able to rotate through with that shoulder nice and low. So it's a big reason with some inconsistent contact, like you were saying, the flip, the hands behind. Notice where your hands are. It's on almost the trail leg, still behind you a little bit, trying to catch up. So
my hands get like out like over here.
Yeah, you lose a lot of that. You know, you can see the difference in the angle there, and where the hands are. There's a little bit of this kind of like casting that you'll see with the wrist. So learn how to hold the wrist a little bit better. Is going to be easier when you can rotate better and continue to get the weight shifting a little bit more.